And when you study Islam, even when Islam is taught to you by somebody who hates Islam, as long as they don't corrupt it too far, you can still see the truth in Islam. When people see the truth of Islam, it can change them if they want to be guided. If they want the truth, it can change them.
My initial attractions to Islam were for instance, the sense of the brotherhood of humanity. You know, of course, in the United States, we have a long tradition of kind of racial separation and segregation, which nowadays is kind of dissolved for a number of reasons. But I find that when I met Muslims and later when I traveled to the Muslim world, this absolute disregard for the outward features of human beings, whether it be their color or whatnot, and that mankind was actually united together under a single religion. And now when I read the Quran, it's not the same eyes that I read 25 years ago. It's this endless sea of meaning, this answer for everything. And this really amazes me and keeps my himmah, my kind of zeal going and whatnot. So that question has changed as I'm changing, and inshallah, I imagine in the future it may change and evolve as well.
I was drinking, I was doing all of the things like typically an American would do. My work was in nightclubs, photographing. There was a lot of things that I was going through that were just not with God, and I needed something to change. I went to my mom and I told her that I was studying Islam before I converted. But one good thing is that she was watching me go through the changes. She saw me before and how my life was, and then she saw me after changing. She saw me dressing differently. She saw me stopping all of the haram things that I was doing, and she realized like that when I converted to Islam, I was closer to God, and that's what made her happy. You know, if that's what brought me closer to God, then she was happy.
So what you see is Muslims practicing the commandments, and you see people claiming the commandments but practicing something else.
لولاه لكنا أحقاب جهنم الحمد لله الحمد لله الحمد لله على نعمة الإسلام الحمد لله الحمد لله.
I think during this day and age, the biggest misconception of Al-Islam is that Al-Islam is a very aggressive religion. It's a religion that breeds terrorism or breeds terrorists. And I think that's the biggest misconception that anyone can have of anyone's religion. I believe that once you take the time to really look at Al-Islam for what Al-Islam is. Like they told us when we were coming up, never judge a book by its cover. And so if you get past the cover and you really start to investigate and you read and you study this religion or this way of life, you will find out that it is probably the most simple and beautiful way of life that you can ever imagine.
Alhamdulillah ala ni'mat al-Islam. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
On the Day of Judgment, after all of the believers go to the paradise, there will be some that get to sit very close to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, at his river Al-Kauthar. And then there will be a group of them that are denied. And I want to be amongst the group that sits close to him. And those are the people that follow the way he spent his life and the way that his companions spent their life. And that's the way I want to live my life.
Dr. Jeffrey Lane. For those whom Islam has embraced, the greatest witness to God's unremitting, pursuing, sustaining, and guiding love is the Quran. Like a vast, magnificent ocean, it lures you deeper and deeper into its dazzling waves until you are swept into it. But instead of drowning in a sea of darkness as described above, you find yourself immersed in an ocean of divine light and mercy. Assalamu alaikum.
الحمد لله لولاه لكنا أحطاب جهنم. الحمد لله الحمد لله الحمد لله على نعمة الإسلام. الحمد لله الحمد لله الحمد لله لولاه لكنا أحطاب جهنم. الحمد لله الحمد لله الحمد لله على نعمة الإسلام. الحمد لله الحمد لله